Hello, my name is William. In this video I will share with you my first steps with the Quarkus Java native stack, which was released today by the JBoss community. So to get started with Quarkus, you need two tools. First is Maven, and you can Google for Maven, you'll find how to download and install it. This is the version I have locally, and also Java. I'm on Linux environment, but the same steps should apply to Windows or any other system you are using. And you first need to generate the project. Of course, you can get some of the samples and modify it to make it useful for you. But in my case, I will be using an archetype. This archetype you can get from the Quarkus website. And the first time you run it, it may take a while, but in my case, I already run it, so it's faster. Let's explore this project that was just generated. Let's use the command tree to see the files it contains. So of course it has a pond.xml, which is the main descriptor for Maven projects, but you'll notice also a written resource here, which is a JAX-RS class, a few test classes as well, but not one thing. We don't have a JAX-RS application. That's because Quarkus already created that for us. We also have already everything set for Docker, but we won't be talking about Docker in this video. I just want to show how you can use the dev mode from Quarkus. So first thing, let's take a look what we have inside the JAX-RS resource. So what we have here, if you are familiar with JAX-RS, is simply a resource that is accessible under the path hello. So on your server, when you access hello, this resource that will be accessed, and you have a single method annotated with get, meaning that when you do an HTTP get on path hello, this method will run. Okay, so let's run it to see it in action, right? I will use another terminal to run it. So to run a project in dev mode, you can simply use, of course, first compile the project and then use the Quarkus plugin to run dev mode. It will first, as I said, compile the project, but then it will start the server. See, it already started less than 1 second. So now we can use a web browser, but I will be using the terminal with this tool called car to access the endpoint, which is available h8 hello. Okay, so our hello was just executed, the endpoint. One thing that I was really impressed is that Quarkus is able to make hot deploy of any change we are doing. I don't know if we should call it hot deploy, but any change you make in any of the Java files of your code will be already available for you to test. So let me go inside the project. In this another terminal here on the right. Let me look for our resource. Right. So see this. I will change this from hello to word, save. Now let me recache the endpoint again. The changes are live, so I don't have to do redeploys. I don't have to depend on an IDE to have all the changes. I just have to modify the Java classes while running on dev mode, and the changes are really fast. Okay, so you can see it live. You don't have to wait a redeploy to see what you just changed in action. So let me make a bigger change here. Let me create another class. I call it person. R. Person. It's just a very simple class. Let me give it some access method. You could of course be using your idea to create this code, so you don't have to use VI. So I just created a new class, and let me modify the grid resource so I can use that class. So I create the class, I use the class on my JAX-RS resource, and when I request again the endpoint, you can see that the changes were live. No, I didn't have to wait for a full redeploy. Everything worked just fine. So that's it. I hope that I could bring some light on how to get started with Quarkus. And if you go to the website on GitHub, you will see that it has a lot of quick starts using JPA, using other libraries. So this was a very simple example, but you can start your project using database and other things based on the kickstarts that you will find on Quarkus website. So we could also